over here at this Ocean Greens cannabis dispensary. I got some dabs for $6, which was nice. That's what I smoke. It's my poor man's Prozac, I guess you could say. But, it's like this. See all this right here? Yep, there we go. Yep, I don't even know what's going on over there. But, I'm still learning. Oh, yep, there's the camera. But, seeing all this all the time, I'm like, okay, I'm sure. Oh, there looks like they're doing extrication over there, which is pretty cool. You don't suppose they're trying to, you don't think it's a dummy run to create any anxiety, do you? Because extrication day, July 11th, at what time? It's like what, 12 midnight? I mean, I guess they always get together at this time for school. It looks like they got how many of them? 2, 3? I don't know. It's just, with so much psychopathy going on in the world, and I've seen the level of psychopathy out there, and the masses of government grubbing going on in intra agencies and such. They have the manpower to stage a pretty big charades, guys, whether or not you realize it. But stress level of having to endure onslaught of attacks, I'm like, I'm just over it. I don't think anybody should have to live like this. But as far as templates go and patterns go, this makes the second pattern of a nice little setup. If it's authentically extrication, that's one thing. But if it's not, then it becomes a template. And this is the second time in 4 days I've seen a template like this set up. But yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm just tired of living like this. Because, they had the lights pointed right on me, like the beams. I'm like, nobody was like, are you okay in there? It was just like, I looked out and they're all looking at me. And all the high beams were like right on my truck. But then now they're all like over there, like, no, the beams weren't even on me. It is a form of harassment. Let's make that clear. If it wasn't harassment, then why were the beams directed on my truck at all? And then on top of that, is that common? What is it, Wednesday or whatever? At midnight to have extrication day? Rather than on a Saturday? Like around 2 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon? I mean, the context clues are so incongruent. I mean, make it make sense. But then again, we have a cesspool. A child molestation organization that nobody's doing anything about. And I'm being railroaded as a goddamn targeted individual. And nobody ethical has stepped up to the plate and interceded on behalf of this targeted individual to make the onslaught stop instead of perpetuating it. Because if that's not an authentic extrication day, that makes you guys officially psychopaths. So I don't know how many times there's so many dummy runs set up to aggravate the public at large for coming across somebody sideways with general psychopathy. I mean, isn't there big business in government grubbing? Because I sure as hell would never compromise my integrity for a little something for anything. Hopefully they're good brothers, but as the Bible says, may our intentions pass through the fire. And that's where I'm at on that. Anyways, telling you, the level of stress I have to endure at the psychopathy of this covert Nazi cesspool. I'm like, are we behaving? This is legit? Because y'all got your headlights on me pretty intense there for a bit. Hi there. Hi. Extrication day?
What's up?
Is it extrication day?
Is it what?
Extrication day. I was just asking. Okay. No big deal. Thank you. I guess I never heard of extrication day. I was just wondering. Because, you know, if it's legit, people usually don't mind the cameras. But when it's a setup, people start to get pretty edgy. Down low. And I'll just keep my assessment to myself on that one. Because, you know, they're very nice in leaving me alone. But honestly, in this day and age, any police department that doesn't have subjective-objective protocol for gang stalking is very suspicious in my book, and it should be for the rest of everybody's. Because if they don't have it, that means they're clinging tight to the cesspool. And who's going to stand for the children then? Hopefully they don't fucking railroad me. But I'm trying to level up the good brothers to abolish the gang stalking so ethics can take front and center stage again. Because if me pushing for unwavering compromise to maintain integrity and not to sell it out for a little something, does that make me the bad guy? Oh, here comes AMR. I didn't realize they had somebody back there. They did. I'm like, I don't know. That's why I was asking them if that was extrication day. Because, you know, being a targeted individual, you go through a lot of these spoofs. And then to filter out which ones are authentic and which ones aren't. If you're not a targeted individual that's been well seasoned, you don't have a chance to articulate any of it. Because the rest of the communities drank the Kool-Aid, and the other ones are just laughing. So they pressured their target, they stressed the target, squeezed the bone marrow from the target, and then laugh. And then other than them doing that to the target, just think about the children that have to incur injustice and nobody cares. Because as it is, I'm a heavily targeted individual, and the feds keep me in direct contact and access to the cacophony of the symphony of the psychotic street theater. Felonies, hate crimes. Who's going to step up and level up the good brothers if they're being oversaturated with a cesspool? Label me the bad person. Get me out of the streets and trenches, out of being fucking gang stalked heavily. As it is, it just looks like everybody's getting their government grub on and continuing the gaslighting that the death marauding's not happening. But at any rate, label me what you want. I love the good brothers. And I'm just hoping that for those who have gone astray, it's just reset. Gang stalking needs to be abolished, people. And you have to question yourselves. Why is there no movement for abolishment of gang stalking? Well, that's because the cesspool has presidents. And it's because America's officially bitched to covert Nazi terrorism. Anyways, and I guess I'm the terrorist? Because I'm Native American Indian. 25% quantum blood. Society's gone jacked up, man. Planet of the Apes would have been a far better outcome than what's going on today. Problem is that we are at the precipice, vestitude, if you will, cross points. But how many people are going to actually stand up and make a change? Anyways, I have to deal with this shit all the time. Dodging, weaving. What is true? What is authentic? What's a setup? Because I think I encountered the fucking... The setups are... The setups that you see out in the world, the staged street theater can include emergency services too. Anyways, I had to record that. Anyway, that's where we are as a society. And then being a targeted individual, when I see the emergency lights, I'm very inclined to report it because just in case they are running their game. That's how I manage to document the cacophony. I have to dodge and weave on the regular. Because if the feds out there, nobody's interceded to come get... Okay, like, here's the thing. Be a pretty shit piece of shit paramedic if you went to go treat your patient for hypothermia and then take them out of the environment into the fucking truck. I mean, a constant onslaught. Why are you just going to watch somebody be targeted? Why would you just watch somebody endure the onslaught of hate? Because, feds, you're enduring a lot of hate on my ass. You've watched me be blacklisted. When were you going to step in to make a stop? If you ever were. So, this is the life of a targeted individual who happens to be very articulate, very sound of mind, very present of mind, very rational, very discerning. Because if you're new at this, you'll just be like, blah, blah, blah. That's where I get a little upset about. For all the people that don't have the presence of mind because they're busy being railroaded, sidelined, while the rest of the government grubbers too busy getting the government grub on for the fucking gift card that was squeezed from the bone marrow of a sodomized 8-year-old nobody fucking cares about. Still, no move towards abolishment for gang stalking. And the cesspool continues to be the pinnacle for this child molester organization known as gang stalking, which is Nazi covert terrorism. It's like saying, Hail Hitler! Hail Hitler! Hail Hitler! Anyways, good night, y'all. Love you.